Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Look, the Dodgers are about to pull off something that nobody's talking about yet, and when it happens, everyone's going to act like they saw it coming. They didn't, but we did. Right now, while the baseball world obsesses over free agent superstars and massive contracts, the front office in Los Angeles is quietly positioning themselves for a move that could define the next 2 seasons. We're talking about Luis Robert Jr., and before you click away thinking you know this story, hear me out, because what's happening behind the scenes is way more interesting than the surface level analysis you're getting everywhere else. The White Sox outfielder just wrapped up what most people are calling a disaster season. 23 batting average, 14 home runs across 110 games. Those numbers look terrible in isolation, and that's exactly why this opportunity exists. Markets are inefficient when everyone's looking at the same basic statistics and making the same lazy conclusions. But the Dodgers don't operate like everyone else, and neither should we when we're analyzing potential roster moves. While the casual observer sees a declining asset, the sharp money sees a market correction opportunity that's being gift-wrapped with a bow on top. Here's what actually matters. Robert Jr. stole 33 bases this season while playing for literally the worst team in baseball. He posted 7 outs above average in center field, which means his defensive value remained elite even as his bat struggled. This isn't some washed-up veteran limping to the finish line. This is a 27-year-old Gold Glove winner and former All-Star who's having a down year in the most toxic organizational environment in professional baseball. Context matters, and the context here is that the White Sox were historically bad, setting a modern-era record for losses. Trying to produce offensively in that lineup is like trying to grow vegetables in a parking lot. The environment itself is poisonous. Now imagine that same player in Dodger blue hitting behind Shohei Ohtani next to Mookie Betts with Freddie Freeman protecting him in the lineup. Imagine him playing for something that actually matters in front of fans who care, for an organization that knows how to develop and optimize talent. The transformation potential here is absolutely massive, and the Dodgers' medical and performance staff has a proven track record of revitalizing careers that looked dead elsewhere. This isn't speculation, it's pattern recognition based on what they've done repeatedly with players everyone else gave up on. Let's talk roster construction, because this is where things get really interesting. The Dodgers' outfield situation right now has Teoscar Hernandez providing veteran power and Andy Pages showing flashes of being something special. But center field coverage and defensive consistency across the outfield remains a question mark heading into next season. Robert Jr. solves that immediately. He's a natural center fielder with the range and arm to play the position at a Gold Glove level. That shift allows Pages to slide over to right field permanently, where his arm strength becomes even more valuable. Suddenly you've got premium defense at all 3 spots with significant offensive upside across the board. The financial structure makes this even more appealing. Robert is owed $20 million for 2026 with a club option for 27. In today's market, $20 million is not significant money for a player with this ceiling, especially when you have complete control over whether to extend that relationship into a second year. This is what smart organizations do. They buy low on talent when market perception has temporarily diverged from underlying ability. If Robert returns to even 75% of his 2023 form, when he crushed 38 home runs, the Dodgers will have acquired an elite outfielder at a discount rate. If he doesn't work out, you decline the option and move on without long-term consequences. The likely cost in a trade would involve pitching depth, probably someone like Tyler Glasnow or a high-level prospect from the system. The Dodgers have an abundance of pitching talent, both at the major league level and in the pipeline. Trading from a position of organizational strength to address a need is basic asset management. You leverage surplus value in one area to create optimal balance across the roster. That's not complicated, that's just smart business executed at the highest level of professional sports. But we need to be honest about the downside risk, because that's what responsible analysis requires. Robert Jr. has significant injury history. He dealt with a grade 2 hamstring strain this past season and has spent considerable time on the injured list throughout his career. Durability is a legitimate concern, and it's the main reason his trade value is suppressed right now. There's also the matter of his strikeout rate, which remains high and could become problematic in high leverage playoff situations where every at-bat carries exponentially more weight. You're potentially giving up young, controllable arms for a player who might spend extended periods unavailable, and that's a real trade-off that needs to be weighed carefully. The other factor is psychological. Playing in Los Angeles comes with immense pressure and scrutiny. The expectations are championship or bust, and the media environment is relentless. Some players thrive under that spotlight, others crumble. We don't know which category Robert falls into because he's never played in a market or situation remotely comparable to the Dodgers. That uncertainty represents risk that can't be quantified through statistics alone. Here's the bottom line. The Dodgers are building towards sustained championship contention, and adding Robert Jr. represents a calculated bet that their organizational infrastructure can extract maximum value from a temporarily undervalued asset. It's the kind of move that championship front offices make when they see an opening that others miss. The upside is a dynamic three-man outfield that combines elite defense with significant offensive firepower. The downside is manageable given the contract structure and the depth of talent throughout the organization. This is asymmetric risk in action, where the potential reward significantly outweighs the potential cost. Whether this trade actually happens depends on negotiation dynamics we can't see from the outside, but the fit makes too much sense to ignore, and the Dodgers have earned the benefit of the doubt when it comes to talent evaluation and player development. If they pull the trigger on this, it won't be because they're gambling recklessly. It'll be because they've identified an inefficiency in the market and decided to exploit it before anyone else realizes it's there. That's how dynasties operate, and that's exactly what the Dodgers are building right now. Pay attention because this story is just getting started.